Okay, well, here we are. Thanks for joining us for the I Have Oils Now What class. I am Teresa Lewis, and this is
Melissa Paul.
and we are happy to be here, joining you from Horace, North Dakota. So we're excited to get started, and we have 40 minutes, which is now turned into 38. So what happens at 7:40 is boom, like meeting is done. So we just know we have to use our time well, and we promise we'll do that. As you've noticed, I have muted you just so we don't have the background noise. We do have the chat feature always available, so you'll see that on your screen where you just simply hit chat, and then you can ask a question if something comes up kind of as we're going, or just kind of, wave your hand, although Tanya, we can't see you, but wave your hand and we'll we'll try to get to your questions. And if there's some questions that come up that we aren't able to get to just because we do have some things we really want to talk about, then just be sure to save those questions and ask us later or ask whoever enrolled you, and you'll get your help that way. So just glad that you came on board. So obviously, we know that you're already committed to natural solutions for your health. You've made some great decisions already by choosing doTERRA. And of course, we want to say thank you for that because you're really harnessing the power of nature once you use the oils. So we're going to start with just some very basic things because we know we have some of you who are new to doTERRA who really kind of want some of that basic education. And so with that, we kind of wanted to talk about 3 ways to use oils. So Melissa, you want to start us off?
On how to use the oils. Well, there's topically and aromatically, and of course, internally. What do you want me to say? Topically is obvious. You're just rubbing it on your skin or putting it on the bottom of your feet or pulse points.
And obvious for us who use the oils regularly, right? But like, think of the questions that we get. Like how many times it's like, well, how many drops do I need? Like if I'm going to use, right, say peppermint for pain, like, do I have to use like 20 drops? Like if my knee hurts, should I use 20 drops? Or should I use
1 drop is plenty.
Nice. Exactly.
You'll find that more than that is going to be very powerful. So
especially with peppermint.
Definitely.
Really powerful. Yeah. So I think, just some of those basic things like, 1 to maybe, depending on the oil, like 1 to 3 drops might be all that you need of the oil. Like Digest Zen is one too that, when people say, well, where do you apply the oils? Well, like peppermint would be for pain relief. So you apply it like where it hurts. Right? Could be your head.
Yes, I use peppermint when I get headaches. So I'll just put a little bit on my temples or on my forehead or even on the back of my neck, on the brainstem. Seems to work really rapidly.
And then Digest Zen, for instance, would be something that you could apply topically to your stomach because the digestive blend called Digest Zen is really good for any of those tummy issues. So then it's just a drop or 2 in your hand and you apply it right to your stomach. Now, one thing that we should tell you, when you apply it, like you can certainly just apply the oil. Like when Melissa applies it for her headache, it's just the plain peppermint, right? Like you're not mixing it with anything typically.
If I'm using it on myself, but if I use it on a younger child, I would mix it with the fractionated coconut oil to dilute it a little bit because it's a very strong oil.
Yeah. So the fractionated coconut oil is simply the coconut oil that actually has fats taken out. So it's always in a runny format. So it's just real easy. So you add, a couple squirts of the coconut oil in your hand, a drop of the peppermint, and then you can apply it to, say, a larger area. Like maybe your whole leg muscle is super sore from building a shed, something like that, or
taking out a dog.
Taking out the dogs. And so then you need to apply it to larger areas. So the fractionated coconut oil really helps it get into your skin and helps it spread around too. So that's nice.
If you don't have fractionated coconut oil, though, you could put it in a lotion or something unscented would be best. But I've used it with a different carrier oil too, like an almond oil or
jojoba. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
I had to say that, doTERRA.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, and doTERRA, of course, has an unscented lotion, which is really nice because then you just add whatever oils you want to the lotion and get that like all over. Like Balance would be a great one to add to this lotion because then you're just getting that all over. Wonderful, amazing benefit of the Balance oil. So thinking topically, of course, it's, you know, when we think of where to apply, then it's areas of that need the attention, whether it's the pain or the discomfort or something that you've got going on, or general overall benefit, of course, bottom of the feet, always a great place to go. Just it absorbs into your skin so quickly there.
Right. The pores are larger on your feet. Is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
So it gets into your cells super quickly that way. And then, of course, for kids, it's easy because then they're not really smelling the smells if they're a little too strong or they're not used to the oils. So it's just a little easier for them to have that experience. And of course, we know that I probably hear it from men more than women, that some of the men are a little sensitive to some of those smells too, where they're like, why do you have that stuff on? It doesn't smell good until they get used to it. That's how Steve used to be. And now that he's used to it, he actually really loves the oils.
Secondhand benefit.
It is. It's a secondhand benefit. It's so great. So yeah, what else should we say about topically? Anything else?
You could buy them already diluted in our doTERRA Touch or the roller bottles, which we have here. That is already proportioned out, so it's safe for a child too.
Yes. And then of course we have the whole kids line, which
That's
is
new.
really nice, which is new, which is not right here in my vicinity, but it is over yonder in the house. But the kids line is really great because it's just the same beautiful power and potency of doTERRA oils, but the scents are a little different. So like On Guard is a pretty strong scent, our immunity blend. But for the kids, the immunity blend is just made differently. So it's still powerful, but it's just not an overpowering scent for some of the kids. So I think that's really nice. That just came out.
They come with the cute little caps. They can clip right onto the child's backpack or.
So cool.
Yeah.
And I think some of the moms are going to be stealing some of those for their kids, and that's okay. That's okay because we can all benefit from it.
I like that it clips right onto my purse.
Yes. Oh my gosh, so handy. So those are really cool things. And then of course, pulse points, also a great way, which, you know, when we're thinking of like where you apply like the roller balls, it's just super easy. Like you'll see me driving down the road and do this a lot. And of course, you'll also see me driving down the road because then I'll rub it in a little bit. Then I have to be smelling my hands because I don't want to waste anything. So as I'm driving down the road, I'm like inhaling the oils from my hands. And
well, that goes into the aromatically.
It does. What a great transition.
You can just open a bottle and get benefits just from smelling it right out of the bottle too. You don't have to have put it on all the time either.
Right. So you could, like, that's an easy thing to do. You could cup it in your hand, breathe it in that way. Of course, use a diffuser, which, by the way, we have a diffuser going. And our diffuser that we have going right now has spearmint in it. Does anybody know, this is our quiz. Does anybody know why would I be diffusing spearmint on this end of the webinar tonight? Curious to know if you know the answer to that. Dun, 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 dun. Anyone?
Can we read it?
Yeah, right. So yeah, the answer is because in the Emotions and Essential Oils book, it says that spearmint is the oil of confident speech. So I didn't have spearmint, so I asked Melissa to bring it tonight because, like, well, we need to diffuse this.
We need a little more confidence.
Yeah, and make sure we do a good job for you guys.
It just smells like a stick of gum. It's really good.
You just kind of want to like fight it.
Mm-hmm. The diffusers, doTERRA has a few on their line, and I've purchased some elsewhere. That's fine to do. Just there's some that are probably a little bit cheaper than the doTERRA ones. Of course, have the right plastic to last and hold up to the oils. So
yeah, because you kind of don't know sometimes when you're buying other products if they are actually going to be long lasting. Because the thing is, when I look for a diffuser, I want something that is going to be good quality, obviously, where all the pieces in it are good quality, And actually one of my top criteria is easy to clean. So very easy to clean is huge for me, which my favorite one is the one we have going right now. And it's the Lumo, and it changes color. I don't know if you can see that very well. I can see it in front of me, but I don't know if it's doing it much on the camera. But this is great because it's got a 2, 5, and 10-hour setting, and it's so easy to clean. Like you take the top off, and that's it. It's not like 5 pieces. So that's my favorite one because it covers a lot of feet. I can't remember exactly the square footage that it covers, but it
Good
does
size
cover,
room.
yeah, a really good size room. And it's quiet. I also love the fact that it's really quiet.
That's huge.
Yeah. So even when it's on its like 10-hour setting, I don't notice it turning on and off, which is really nice.
That's one I have at my bedside. Then it gets me all through the night.
Yeah.
And
if you ever could get 10 hours of sleep, right?
Right. I know it's still going when I wake up in the morning, but
exactly.
No, I'll have it running before I actually get to go to sleep. I have when I get ready for bed, I'll have it started so it's already filling up the room and making it nice and calming. Because I have Serenity and Breathe when I go to sleep. That's what I'm diffusing. So
great combos. And are they together? You do the 2 together?
I do. I do 3 drops of each.
Okay, so 3 drops of each, Serenity and Breathe. What I diffuse differently at like it depends. I'll go like for 3, 4 nights doing the same thing, and then I'll do something different. So right now I'm doing Clary Sage and Wild Orange, like 3 drops of each. And that's what's crazy. Like Wild Orange, you know, is a very like uplifting oil. It's very invigorating. Like I love it in my water. I love to diffuse it during the day too, because it's really a nice citrusy scent. But at night, it is also good for sleeping and insomnia.
Isn't that weird?
Crazy?
It's a very diverse oil.
It's just like, I don't know, like the oils just know what to do in our bodies. It's even the ones that regulate our hormones or our blood pressure. It's like sometimes they are the same for when things are out of whack one way or the other way. It's the same oil because the oils know what to do in our body to get us back to a place of a natural state where we should be. So along those lines, I found it interesting that you can diffuse oils, of course, for emotional, which we knew this, like emotional benefit, emotional impact, because the oils go through your olfactory system into the limbic system of your brain, and that's where your emotions are stored. So we know that breathing in of those essential oils is so huge for emotional benefits. I find it so interesting, the physical component, because like when I looked on the Modern Essentials app, which I have right on my phone, there are, when you look at high blood pressure, there's all of these oils. It gives you the symbol and it says not only can you use it topically, but you can diffuse it to help with high blood pressure. So ylang-ylang, marjoram, eucalyptus, lavender, clove, clary sage, lemon, and wintergreen were all in that app. I just find that really fascinating. Like I wouldn't have thought I could have diffused an oil to impact somebody's blood pressure. Right? It's really cool. So I think that's kind of neat.
And there's so many that help with the blood pressure. You don't have to have them all. You know, if you just have 1 or 2 and you can interchange them, it's still going to benefit.
Very good point, because I think that's a question we get so often is, oh my gosh, do I have to have all of those oils? No. If you have 1, you start with 1. Like the key is to use the oils frequently. Small amounts frequently is going to be your best option, whatever method you are using them, you know, as we're talking about these 3 ways. So if you're applying topically, use that frequently throughout the day. And don't be afraid to mix up your oils too, you know, and something that you're putting on in the morning, maybe you're starting your day with some balance, and then you're going mid-morning and it's like, ooh, I feel a little tension headache going on. Then I got some past tense to put on the base of my neck, right on my shoulders. That's going to feel great. And then afternoon, oh, slim and sassy in my water, you know, a little invigorating, keep those cravings at bay.
And if I have my oils sitting out on the counter, I'll remember to use them. I have a stash in my kitchen. I have a stash in my bathroom. I have a couple by my bed. They're pretty much all over my house.
Yeah. Anybody else relate? Yeah. Yes, I have stashes. So it's challenging when, you know, when we go to do classes, which we are happy to do for anybody at any time. I'm trying to go room to room to room to gather up. And then I realized that, okay, that's great, but they all don't fit in my box anymore. So I can't quite bring them all. So I got to pare them down a little bit.
As long as you have the top 10, you can usually get going.
Yes, exactly. It's just then you never know. Somebody will say, hey, do you have lemongrass? Oh, I left that one at home. It smells like feet, by the way, lemongrass does. That's just my opinion. Do you like it?
Lemongrass has a very outdoorsy smell.
It does. Yeah, grass. It is grassy.
It is, yeah, it's not one of my favorite scents, but I love having it on hand because well, my son too, will get Charlie horses, and using the deep blue and lemongrass, it seems to get rid of that.
Nice.
That pain is so sharp that
yes.
it's almost a godsend to have it.
Mm-hmm. So deep blue along with lemongrass, because lemongrass really good for ligaments. So that's a great oil. And also, I remember a convention a couple years ago hearing that lemongrass has a lot of the same chemical structure as frankincense does. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you're in that place where you're like, oh, low on frankincense right now, but feel like I need that, you could use lemongrass in place of that. And by the way, we're thinking, as in years past, that this December, like doTERRA has done for the last few years, what they will do is offer a free frankincense with your 200 PV order. So we're going to talk about that in just a moment, a little bit, make sure we understand PV, points, values, all that stuff too. But that said, we should get on to the third way to use oils.
Internally.
Mm-hmm. Yay! Let me take a drink of my water.
Yeah, internally, well, the best way I use the oils internally is when I am starting to feel under the weather. There's 5 oils that I must have on hand that I put together into a veggie cap. And that is my go-to when I'm catching a cold or just starting to feel sluggish or something's coming on. And it would be frankincense, lemon, On Guard, oregano, and melaleuca.
Bloom. Sounds like I got something in my throat.
Yeah,
Bloom.
But it is, even Jackson will ask me, Mom, can I have that gel cap you make for me when I get sick? And he knows that it's going to make him feel better.
And it's easy to do because you buy the veggie caps, and these like what, $4, $4.25, I think.
Yeah,
for 160 of these guys. Mm-hmm. Little clear capsule, and then you just take that top right off. So yeah, you kind of might need your little readers on or something, but then you're just
friend of mine uses a dropper.
Oh yeah, or use a dropper because that would be easy because then you can see that it's going in there. And then you're just doing the 2 drops of each of those oils. And that is what we call the antibiotic bomb that Melissa just talked about. So that is really cool.
There's also one that is good for pain. What was that one? The frankincense and oregano together, 6 drops of each.
Okay, and I was thinking, is marjoram in that one too? I think maybe I've seen marjoram in that.
You know, if you actually go to the Facebook page and search colds or medicines or pain relief, you'll see some combinations that others have tried, which
yes, because there's usually a lot of combinations. Yeah. So again, you kind of use what's on hand, and the beauty of being with doTERRA is you can build those up over time, and then we get rewarded for that as we build our collection up over time, which is fabulous. And again, we'll talk about that in just a few minutes too. On the internal use, I just think it's helpful to point out too that a lot of us, how we take our oils internally is literally just a drop or 2 under the tongue. Like super simple, super easy. The ones that are often used for that, frankincense, copaiba, and now new to the whole scene just this fall is turmeric. And turmeric is, I mean, I thought frankincense didn't taste good the first time I tried it, but then I'm like, okay, fine. If it's good enough for baby Jesus, it's good enough for me. I can do this. And now I'm used to it. Copaiba, a little questionable. Turmeric, it's pretty bad, but I can do it.
I put it in a gel cap.
Oh, you do? You do the gel cap. So you can do it either way. I mean, it's fine, but these oils are so powerful, anti-inflammatory, and we know that a lot of disease comes from inflammation. So if we can get a lid on that That's going to be so helpful for our overall health. So I know a lot of people just do that as preventative, just to make sure that they're going to stay in mood benefits too.
Oh, I've noticed that. I put 2 drops of frankincense under my tongue morning and night. And if I forget it one day, I can tell. And I'm sure everybody around me can tell.
Your husband can probably
tell.
tell.
I get a little bit, short-tempered,
So, you know, the oils make a huge difference. They really, really work. It's just a question of incorporating them into your routine, getting them into your practice, making it just a habit every day.
And internally, having lemon in my water all day long, I'm sure to get my oils in.
Yes, absolutely. And I think too, when people are dealing with really complex health issues, I really try to figure out, you know, what are like 4 or 5 things that we can work on right away that are going to be helpful. Because if we can take something in our water, that's going to be huge, drinking that throughout the day. If we can look at what we're diffusing, that's going to be super helpful. What are we applying topically throughout the day? And then, of course, we also have to look at our gut health. And we don't really have time to get into that on this webinar tonight, but gut health is huge. So would you want to grab that Terrazyme? Like that is just, Terrazyme is the digestive enzymes. It is an amazing product. Most of us with doTERRA take that on a very, very regular basis because we realize and we learn that our bodies have been depleted of our enzymes over the course of time due to a lot of factors. There's a lot of toxins that we are applying to our skin, inhaling, that are just present in our food. The food that we eat is not necessarily always real food. So our enzymes are not where they need to be. And that is a whole food enzyme that helps your gut get back to health. And then, of course, there's probiotics. doTERRA has amazing probiotics. So just to name a few things that, you know, when you start looking at that whole picture, I think it's really helpful because that's when you'll start to see benefit and impact too.
And there's so much information online that if you don't know what oil to use for what, the doTERRA website's really good. You could just click on an oil and it'll give you everything they have about that oil, where it comes from, how to use it, what it's good for, and
absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So I just wanted to share, like, take 1 minute and tell you a couple of my very favorite things, my very favorite combinations, or oils, I should say. But the first one is a combination. So those days when I get a little like overwhelmed, because I have a lot of ideas, I have a lot of like, ooh, I want to do this, that, the other thing. Ooh, I need to do a Facebook Live. I need to schedule that meeting. I need to talk about this. I need to have a coaching meeting there. I just get a little crazy sometimes. So then the combination that actually comes up on the app, what is that app? The Daily Drop that says determine your mood. That's a free app. It's great. And you can look at your mood and it's like, okay, if you're overwhelmed, cheer and balance are the 2 oils. So I will apply those topically, and then I will also start diffusing balance, and it just kind of brings me back down to a happier place. It's good. And then another, this is just, I love Forgive. And I wish it came in a bigger size because I have a lot of people saying, can I buy it by the gallon? Because the studies on this, clinical studies on this, are that it reduces feelings of anger and frustration to like 0 when you diffuse it. And we have seen and heard reports, they are listed on We Do Care, some testimonials that are just incredible about the fact of how this can change things. And okay, my husband's downstairs, but I don't know, you know, I've been using this and we haven't diffused it too much lately, but I've been using it as part of like, just applying it to his spine and stuff like that as part of one of several things. And I was a little late for church this morning and he was fine. He was fine. He was sitting down here kind of chilling out. And I was like, ooh, that's actually really good. Must be the Forgive. He wasn't too freaked out. So yay.
So I have it in a roller bottle.
I have both.
And I carry it with me because I know that even if I am getting to a point where maybe a coworker or a family member or somebody is starting to be a little irritating maybe or stressing me out, I'll put a little Forgive onto my wrists and rub them together and smell it. It's like, okay, it's okay.
It is.
It'll be okay.
It just helps you kind of get off
calms you down.
Get off the crazy. It's really good. The other one that I actually love to have with me at all times is past tense. And this is the tension blend. And I don't get a lot of headaches, but what I discover as I'm having coffee meetings with people and meeting with people or overhearing conversations, which just happened the other day when I was getting my hair done, it was so funny because one of the ladies next in the salon next door says, "Oh, I've got this crazy headache." I asked if it was okay if I would give her some past tense, and she was like, "Yeah, please, anything." And it was great because it was just like, "Oh, you do oils," led to a conversation. So I always carry past tense because there's a lot of people in pain and it really, really helps. So great one to have in hand.
Yes. My favorites, deep blue. I have to have deep blue pretty much everywhere.
Rub, like the lotion.
I have the rub. I do have the roller bottle in my purse. I have the oil at my house as well, but I usually use the rub, and that's what gets most used in my house too. There's one in my son's gym bag, and he needs that for his sports, and I'll have one at my office in my desk. I get a lot of computer tension that I'll put it on the top of my shoulders and rub it in. But my daughter's a dancer, and she used it the other day on her leg because it seems to work right away. Yeah. So deep blue is definitely one of my favorites. I would say grapefruit is another one. I really like the taste of it. So if you are not a lemon fan, that's a good one to put in your water to drink throughout the day too. Grapefruit is good for suppressing your cravings.
Yeah.
So that's
because it's insulin and sassy, right?
It isn't. Yeah, I believe it is.
I think so. Yeah. So it's good for metabolism. I think also grapefruit, right?
I think so.
I think so. See, we don't have all the answers.
No, but we know where
there's
to find
an app
them.
for that. There's always an app for that. We know that and we love that.
And you've already mentioned others that I really enjoy.
So, good.
On Guard is definitely a must-have as well.
Oh,
that one is.
Yeah, and this time of year as well. Any time of year, actually.
Yes, and if you're flying, that's a great one to carry on the plane with you because y'all know what's in those planes, right?
Yes. Okay. And what I have done, which I didn't do last time I flew, and interestingly enough, I actually did get sick the last time I flew because I forgot to do it. I think I got a little too confident, thinking, I don't need that with me. I'm fine. I'm really healthy now. And but what I've done is take a little roller ball, and because I didn't have the On Guard roller ball, so I just made my own. And I actually applied it around my nasal cavity, right on my nose, because I didn't want to breathe in the stuff on the plane. And I just kind of did that a few different times during the flights. And probably 3 trips, I bet I didn't get sick. And then it was this last time when I didn't use it, I did get sick.
Well, the On Guard has it in a nice handy little spray for your hand sanitizer. So that's nice it fits into it's less than the 3 ounce. So it fits into that little quart size bag that you can carry onto the plane. And then I'm spraying the tray down. And
so smart. So smart.
Yeah.
If you have to.
Well, yeah.
You
that's my OCD kicking in.
No, it's a really good thing. It's a
really it's great to diffuse too. And I do travel with my diffuser, and I have the On Guard going as soon as I get to the hotel room.
So smart.
Cleaning that air out. I know.
Exactly. So yeah, On Guard, absolutely excellent. And okay, don't just take our word for it, you guys. If you go to pubmed.gov, that is a site where there's research about oils. You will find great information. I know there is one study out there about how On Guard attenuates the flu virus. So for a lot of us, if we decide that's the option we're going to take, I just really rely a lot on Guard. And then there is, what is the flu bomb? I didn't write that down. Do you remember what that one is? There's a flu bomb. I think it's just, is it Melaleuca, or it's Melaleuca, oregano, and maybe one other oil. Because oregano is an oil that you're not going to use a lot, but when you need it, you will love it because it's antiviral. So oregano comes in super handy. You got to be careful with that oil. In fact, I think it's a recommendation where you don't use it for more than 10 days in a row. But usually you're only using it in the flu bomb or the antibiotic bomb, so you're not going to use it for that long because you're probably going to be a-okay by then within about 2-3 days. So Okay, so now what we want to talk about is logging into doTERRA. Of course, we're assuming that you all are wholesale customers, so you already have your member ID, your login, you know how to get into the system, and if you don't, obviously, please let us know. We are going to help you with that. If you order somewhere regularly, it is absolutely in your best interest to be on loyalty rewards program. And if you don't know what that program is, it can be a little overwhelming because you think, oh my gosh, do I have to order like $50 or $100 worth of oils all the time? Absolutely not. However, you will, once you get that set up, what you'll see is you are going to get benefits simply from ordering regularly with doTERRA. So we get our shipping back when we're on our LRP, we call it. When we're on that program, we get our shipping that we pay back next month is points. It's so cool. So it's
one
like
point
free
equals
shipping.
$1.
Exactly. So we use those points. So like say frankincense, of course we all love frankincense. It's what, 69 PV is what it's called. It's like PV points, which equals the $69 wholesale price. So when I have enough points moved up or points accumulated, I can actually use those for a free frankincense. So it's actually a really good deal. And in fact, I am going to show you, I am going to share my screen and I'll show you this. Okay. Okay, so doTERRA loyalty rewards. So right here, if you're just getting started with your loyalty rewards, you'll see that first month to your third month, you'll get 10% back. In addition to your shipping, everything that you order, 10% back goes into your account the following month, which is cool because then like doTERRA's rewarding you, like, hello, that's what they call it, loyalty rewards, right? They're rewarding you for shopping with them. And then months 4 to 6, you see it increases to 15. 7 to 9, it goes to 20, then 25. And so like people like long timers like us and several of you, we're getting 30% back. Okay, what that means is like when I go into my cart, and I'll show you because I'm gonna log in. I can move this over here. Here we go, I'll log in. And of course, I've got my login saved because, you know, I love to be in my doTERRA site, so I'm in there quite often. I'm going to just go in and edit my loyalty rewards cart. Super easy to set it up, super easy to do. And you might only have something, you know, you might have like a toothpaste you buy 1 month. That's totally fine. But here's my cart. Now, here's the deal. I like to use my points a lot because I have 4 people in my household using the oils. Even though my daughters are off at college, they're so close. And we all use the oils. We use supplements. We're taking a lot, we're using a lot of products. The cleaning products, laundry soap, shampoo, conditioner, hand soap, bar soap, lotion, deep blue. I mean, you name it.
All my face creams.
Oh, moisturize. Oh,
and my kids
care.
have the
yes.
Yeah, I'm drawing a blank. What is it? The HD Clear.
Oh yeah, the HD Clear line. It's really good for teens. Yes, if they're having any trouble with breakouts. So like all that stuff that I would normally buy at Target and Walmart, that I used to buy at Target and Walmart, that now I realize probably wasn't the best for my health and for my family's health. Now I know I have a better way to get those products into my home. They are safer. They're way more beneficial because now they're infused with essential oils, which is awesome. And I get points back when I go shopping in my own store. So you'll see here, like right on my screen, 71 points. That's just what I earned last month. Because like I said, last month I know I spent everything in my free products because I was excited to get some more stuff and I needed it, so I did. And now I've got 71 points again because it always comes in the 15th of the next month. And then, woo, and when my order processes for November, you'll see, okay, I'm gonna get $12 in shipping points because I like 2-day shipping because it's, you know, urgent. I get them fast.
I get
and then
so excited.
It's like free shipping because it comes back in free points, yes. Right? Tanya, you're math whiz, you know this, right? It makes sense. I know, see, brilliant. And then my loyalty reward points earned from this order 55. So as you can see, I'm going to have from this order another 67 points coming in next month. So that's kind of cool.
It adds up quickly.
It does. So I think that's really great. Okay, good news is I got a little message from Zoom saying, since it's like our first official meeting, they're extending the time. So it doesn't mean that you have to stay on like super long, but we'll try to wrap this up soon. But I know we wanted to kind of, you know, just make sure that you knew how to use those resources and know, like, if you have been in LRP for a while, check your accumulated points, because you might have a lot accumulated if you've never used those. And we can certainly help you figure out how to redeem those. Super simple, super easy. And then if you're not on LRP, let's talk about getting you on that, because wow, 30% back.
You just have to buy one thing each month.
One thing, you have full control over it. So, and then you see over time, you just increase in that percentage that you're getting back. So I don't know, for me, it makes a ton of sense. And I just see my Target Walmart bill going way down. And what I receive then in free oil points, it just continues to go up. And yeah, win-win, right? So that's really awesome. And then of course, one of the things that we do too is the nutritional supplements. And
oh yeah, the LLV.
Yeah, I've got 3 members in my house on it already, working on my daughter, but I don't know. I got to get her at least on the chewables for now. She's not even consistent with that, but my husband, myself, my daughter, our oldest, we all take those very consistently. The nutritional supplements are absolutely amazing. They will make a difference. I had somebody tell me again last week. She said, yep, I tried some supplements from XYZ company. I didn't notice any difference. And what I hear all the time and what I experience myself is that with LLV, you absolutely notice a difference. It's proven. The results are there. People feel more energetic. Your mood is better. It just gets your body to a healthier place, less aches and pains.
Skin clears up.
Yeah.
They look healthier.
Absolutely. So there are a lot of benefits of the Lifelong Vitality LLV. So that's really cool. And then, should we talk holidays? Sure.
It's right on the corner.
It is. It is. Oh my goodness. It's crazy. So you may have seen the holiday catalog. That's exciting because starting November 1st is time for the holiday catalog.
It's already next Thursday.
Yeah, it is. Getting really, really close. So there are some very great items in this catalog. What are you most excited for?
The little elephant diffuser. I love that.
Elephant diffuser, because you have the
I have the whale from last year. The whale.
So you're going to have like the pair.
Of course.
That's cute.
Yeah. Well, the whale was blue, so that one in Jackson's room, and the elephant's pink, so Jordan might get that one.
Okay.
Yes. Otherwise, there's also, I like the little purse size roller bottles with Beautiful and Dream, which are 2 more perfumey oils, oil blends.
And that would be a great gift too. How much is that one? Signature Aromas Monogram Clutch, $48.50 wholesale. What a beautiful gift that would be.
And it comes with that little purse.
Yeah,
so
I just think that's really nice. And if you have some gift giving, of course, doTERRA is great for gift giving any time of the year. Because especially if you know somebody who diffuses oils or who could use a little cheer or a little balance in their life, like those are things that are going to be great.
So the Holiday Joy and the Holiday Peace oils come out every year, and those are a nice gift as well, just to introduce somebody to oils or just to diffuse yourself, because I love them.
Yes. And then the one thing that I think is pretty cool in the catalog is there is the Uganda Aroma Bracelet in an envelope with the Beautiful Oil Blend right in there. That is incredible. That's a great gift giving idea too. $32 wholesale. So I just think that's going to be an incredible gift. And of course, with the beautiful scent, it is quite amazing. So that is something to look forward to November 1st. So thank doTERRA for gift giving, because if you are giving more gifts through doTERRA, obviously your loyalty rewards are just going to continue to increase, and you're going to get more free oils, free products. It is. It is. It's so great. Okay, so we've been going on now for quite some time. Does anybody have any questions? Anything you want to unmute yourself for or chat with us about? So far, so good.
We covered it all.
Right? In like
They're so thorough.
40, it's in exactly 40 minutes, 7:42. Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us. And, use the resources. I guess that was the other thing I was going to make sure and say. Use the resources that we have. If you're on Facebook, We Do Care is a great resource. Live Naturally Community and branches. Those are all resources that are just a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of information. You've probably seen there's a lot of ongoing calls and webinars and ways to get plugged in and ways to get more information. You can search those groups. So many options for finding answers at your fingertips for ailments or how to use oils.
And your upline.
And your upline. Use your upline. Contact. We're all available for questions. So absolutely let us know, because we love to educate and we totally want to help you be equipped with finding solutions for your health, for your family's health, physically, mentally, and emotionally.
And doTERRA has a chat on the doTERRA.com. That chat is phenomenal.
They're so good.
They are, and they're always there, it seems.
Yeah, it really is amazing and so helpful. So if you ever have anything that ever arrives damaged, or you've got a question on something, it's simply a matter of calling their customer service or chatting with them. And it's so easy to do, and they are so, so helpful. So never get discouraged, never get frustrated. There's always answers. The only challenge is sometimes it's so overwhelming with all the information. But just take it piece by piece, little by little, step by step.
One oil at a time.
One oil at a time. That's a perfect way to end it. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.